Have you been praying for the right person? Have you felt like someone special is on the way, but you're just not sure? What if I told you that Allah has already chosen someone for you, and the signs are already there? Today, I'll share with you 8 signs that the one Allah has written for you is getting closer, and what you must do to prepare your heart to receive them. These signs are not just fleeting feelings. They are divine reminders that your prayer is being answered. Sign 1. You feel peace while waiting. The first sign is a deep and unexplainable peace during the wait. It's not the kind of peace that comes because everything around you is perfect. In fact, nothing may have changed. You're still single. You may not have clear signs or answers yet, but somehow, your heart is quiet. The noise, the fear, the pressure, the overthinking starts to fade. You no longer feel desperate to be seen, chosen, or loved. You stop checking your phone constantly, replaying conversations, or trying to force connections. Instead, you feel a gentle pull inward. You begin to trust that Allah already knows what's best for you. You surrender, not because you've given up, but because you believe Allah's plan is better than your own. That peace you're feeling? It's not random. It's not self-made. It's a gift from Allah. His way of telling your soul, be patient. I'm working on something for you. You don't have to fight so hard anymore. You've moved from fear to faith. You've stopped asking, when will it happen? And started saying, whenever you will, Ya Allah, I'll be ready. That's when you know something is shifting. This peace is a quiet confirmation from above, a sign that the waiting isn't empty or ignored. It's being answered in a way more beautiful than you could ever plan. Allah says in the Quran, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. And when your heart starts remembering Him more than it worries about people or the future, your soul finally breathes. Even if you haven't seen the person yet, your heart begins to feel what your eyes cannot. You feel protected. You feel guided. You feel like something good is coming, even if you can't explain why. That's not coincidence. That's alignment. That's Allah putting everything in place at the right time. Sign 2. Your heart feels pulled towards someone good. The second sign is when your heart feels gently drawn to someone, not because of their looks or charm, but because of something deeper. It's quiet. It's calm. You're not fantasizing or obsessing. There's no guilt, no confusion, just peace. Maybe it's the way they speak with kindness. Maybe it's their humility or how they treat others with patience. Maybe it's how they talk about faith with sincerity. Something about their presence reflects goodness, and it feels familiar, even if you've never spoken to them. You ask yourself, why do I feel this way? You're not chasing them. You're not living in fantasy. But something clean and pure stirs inside. That feeling isn't random. The Prophet Muhammad said, souls are like recruited soldiers. Those that recognize one another will come together. Muslim. This hadith reminds us, before we meet in this world, our souls may have already met in a realm we can't see. So when you feel a pure connection to someone, not based on desire but character, it may be your soul quietly whispering, this one is safe. This one is kind. This one feels like home. Even if nothing happens yet, even if you've never had a full conversation, it's a sign. It's not always a cue to act, but sometimes Allah gives you that feeling just so you recognize what your heart truly values, not what the world tells you to chase. So when that feeling comes, don't rush. Just say, Ya Allah, thank you for keeping my heart soft enough to recognize goodness when I see it. Because when the one Allah wrote for you does come, it won't just be your eyes that recognize them. It will be your soul that says, finally, someone who feels like peace. Sign 3. Your du'as begin to change. The third sign is subtle but powerful. Your du'as begin to change. In the past, maybe you asked for someone beautiful or charming, and that's natural. But now your dua sounds different. You say things like, Ya Allah, send me someone who reminds me to pray, someone who will be patient with me, someone who helps protect my heart, not break it, someone who fears losing you more than losing me. This shift reflects growth. You're not just looking for love anymore. You're longing for purposeful companionship. You've stopped asking for someone perfect. Now you ask for someone real, someone who will walk with you toward Jannah, even when the path is hard. This spiritual maturity is a sign your heart is aligning with Allah's wisdom. And when Allah sees that your prayers are now focused on soul, sincerity, and faith, He responds differently. Because now, your heart is speaking His language. You're not asking for a relationship that's fast and flashy. You're asking for one filled with barakah, rooted in remembrance, grounded in patience. Allah never ignores a heart that asks for Him before it asks for anyone else. So if your dua has changed, be grateful. It means Allah has been working on you, purifying your heart, polishing your intentions. And maybe, just maybe, He's preparing someone else in the same way, so that when you meet, it's at the right time, with the right hearts. Because the one who's meant for you won't just match your preferences, they'll match your prayers. Sign 4. You're being tested in love and patience. Here's something important to understand. Before Allah gives you something beautiful, He often tests you with something painful. Not to punish you, but to prepare you, to clean your heart, to help you see clearly, to show you the difference between what you want and what you deserve. That heartbreak, that disappointment, that season of silence, it wasn't random. It was Allah's way of protecting you from someone who was never meant to carry your heart. Someone who may have looked right, but wasn't right for your soul. You see, the right one won't bring confusion. They won't leave you overthinking, doubting yourself, or questioning your worth. The right one will bring peace, not perfection, but clarity. And Allah wants to know, will you trust Him enough to wait for that kind of love? Will you have the dignity to say no to someone who doesn't value your deen, your future, your worth, even if loneliness whispers otherwise? Every delay in your love story is not a denial. It's a filter. Allah removes the wrong ones. He blocks paths that were never yours. He allows people to reveal their true intentions early, not to break your heart, but to spare it. Every time something doesn't work out, every time someone leaves, every time a door closes, it's not rejection. It's redirection. It's divine mercy. Allah already knows who He created for you. But He's asking, can you wait with patience? Can you hold on to your self-respect? Can you stay grounded in faith instead of falling into fear? Because once you pass those tests, once you stop begging for love from the wrong places, once you choose peace over attachment, that's when Allah knows you're ready. So if your heart is heavy right now, if you're wondering when it will be your turn, don't lose hope. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Keep your head high, keep your standards strong, and keep your faith even stronger. What's meant for you isn't gone, it's getting closer. And every test you pass is a step toward that moment where everything finally makes sense. Sign 5. You're growing into the person you want to marry. The fifth, and perhaps most beautiful, sign that the one Allah has chosen for you is near, is this. You're not just waiting anymore. You're growing. You begin noticing changes within yourself. Not because someone told you to improve, but because something deep inside you wants to. You start becoming the very kind of person you've always hoped to marry. You become more patient, more forgiving, more honest. You stop reacting out of anger. You pause. You reflect. You begin to heal. You ask yourself, if I want someone gentle, am I gentle? If I want someone who remembers Allah, do I remember Him daily? If I want peace, am I becoming peaceful myself? This isn't self-judgment, it's self-development. It's a quiet transformation, one that means your soul is preparing for what it once only dreamed of. Because the truth is, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Wanting a loving, faithful spouse means little if you're not becoming loving and faithful yourself. Wanting someone close to Allah requires you to draw closer to Him first. And here's the beautiful part. While you're working on yourself in silence, Allah is working on your future in silence too. While you're healing, someone else might be healing too. While you're learning patience, someone else is learning how to love with gentleness. Allah is fair. He's just. He won't send someone sincere to a heart that's not yet ready to receive them. So if you feel yourself growing, not to impress others, but to please Allah, then know this: you're aligning. And when the time is right, the person meant for you will recognize the beauty in who you've become, because they've been becoming that person too. Sign 6. You begin letting go of what's not meant for you. One of the most honest signs that your time is near is this: you start to let go, not just physically, but emotionally. You stop clinging to people, feelings, and fantasies that were never written for you. You no longer wait for the call that never comes. You no longer chase the approval that leaves you empty. Even if it hurts, you finally release what once felt like your biggest hope. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's growth. Letting go doesn't mean you stopped caring. It means you started trusting. Trusting that if it didn't work out, it's because Allah protected you, not because you failed. Trusting that Allah removes what's not meant for you to make space for what is. You begin to say, if it wasn't meant for me, I don't want it. And that level of surrender, that's not the end of your story. It's the start of a new chapter. A chapter where your heart is finally ready to receive someone who truly sees it. And often, right after you let go of what wasn't for you, Allah brings in what was. Sign 7. You attract better friendships and environments. Another subtle yet powerful sign that the one Allah chose for you is near. Your surroundings start to shift. You begin attracting better people. People who remind you of Allah gently. People who listen without judgment. Who support your growth. Who uplift your heart. It's not just about gaining new friends. It's about entering a new spiritual space. You walk into rooms that feel safer. You hear conversations that inspire you. You start choosing people who feed your soul, not just your ego. Maybe it's a friend who reminds you to pray. Maybe it's a class that awakens your heart. Maybe it's a stranger who says something that stays with you for days. These are not accidents. These are divine alignments. Sometimes, this shift also means loss. Friendships fade. People who used to be close now feel distant. You feel misunderstood by those who once knew you best. It hurts, but it's not punishment. It's protection. Allah is gently clearing your path. He's preparing you for the person who will walk beside you in faith, love, and purpose. Before He sends that person, He sends the lessons, the reminders, the teachers, the tests. He shows you what love should feel like: respectful, calm, sincere. And when that future spouse enters your life, you'll recognize them, not by excitement or butterflies, but by the peace they bring to your soul. So if you're feeling more drawn to better spaces, to more intentional conversations, to people who uplift your faith, that's a sign. Your soul is already aligning with what you've been praying for. When your surroundings begin to reflect your du'as, when your surroundings begin to reflect the life you once imagined in your du'as, that's not coincidence. That's alignment. That's a sign. It means that life, the one you whispered for in sujood, the one you dreamed about in silence, is getting closer. You're not just moving toward a person. You're moving toward a life that was always meant for you. So don't ignore the shift. Embrace it. The people entering your life right now, the ones who honor your faith, who see your worth, who live with sincerity and speak with kindness, they are not just blessings, they are signs. Proof that Allah is gently, quietly, and powerfully bringing your future into your present, step by step, prayer by prayer. Sign 8. You feel whole, without a relationship. One of the most powerful signs that the one Allah has written for you is near, is when you no longer need a relationship to feel complete. The desire might still live in your heart. Yes, you still make dua. You still hope for a special connection. But something deep inside you has shifted. You've stopped believing that love from another person is the missing piece. Because you've already filled the deepest space in your heart with something far greater, your connection with Allah. You find peace in your solitude, not sadness. You appreciate the silence instead of fearing it. You no longer wake up feeling empty because no one texted you, "Good morning." Instead, you wake up with "Alhamdulillah" on your lips and a quiet confidence in your chest. You begin to notice your own growth, how you've healed, how you've matured, how you've softened and strengthened. And for the first time, you actually admire the person you're becoming. That's no small thing. Because when your heart is full of Allah, you don't walk through life begging for love. You don't chase validation. You walk through life radiating peace. You stop asking, "When will someone love me?" and start asking, "How can I love better?" For the sake of Allah. That shift is powerful. Because now, you're not looking for someone to rescue you. You're not hoping someone will come and fix what's broken. You've already done the inner work. You've already handed your pain to Allah, and He's already wrapped it in healing. You're no longer approaching love from a place of emptiness. You're approaching it from a place of wholeness. You now understand, love is a gift, a blessing, not a necessity. It's beautiful when it's there, but your joy doesn't depend on it, because your source is already with you, always has been. And that's when you become truly ready. Not to find someone to complete you, but to meet someone you can build with. Someone who doesn't just take away your loneliness, but adds purpose to your life. You're not looking for someone to fill your cup. You're looking for someone to share your overflow. That kind of love is strong. That kind of love is real. And often Allah waits for this version of you before He brings that person into your life. Not because He wants you to be perfect, but because He wants you to be whole, to know your worth, to live in peace with Him, before you try to live in love with someone else. So if you've reached this place, if your connection with Allah is deepening, even while you wait, smile. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're getting closer, not just to someone else, but to the life your soul was always meant to live. And when your heart is rooted in Him, everything that's meant for you will arrive, softly, surely, beautifully, exactly when it's supposed to. If you felt this in your heart, if even one part of this message felt like a whisper from your soul, a quiet, "That sounds like me," take a deep breath. Because that feeling, that stillness in your chest, that sense of, "I needed to hear this," it's not random. It's a sign that Allah has been listening to your late-night prayers, to your silent tears, to the way you've kept going even when nothing made sense. It's easy to feel like love is finding everyone but you. To scroll past smiling couples, engagement posts and wedding photos, and wonder, when will it be my turn? But what you don't see in those pictures is the waiting, the refining, the tears, the growth, and most importantly, the divine timing. You are not being delayed to hurt you. You are being delayed to prepare you, to protect you. Allah hasn't skipped your name. He's preparing your heart, and theirs. He's maturing you both, quietly, perfectly. You just can't see it yet, but He can. And when the time comes, when the pieces align, it won't feel like pressure. It won't feel confusing. It won't feel like you had to beg for it. It will feel like clarity, like ease, like a door opening, one you didn't have to break down to walk through. Until then, keep going. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep choosing faith. Keep praying, even when you feel unheard. Keep purifying your intentions, even if no one sees the effort. Keep healing. Because this chapter matters. This waiting matters. Not a single tear, not a single dua, not a single moment of patience has been wasted. Allah is using all of it to write a story that one day you'll look back on and whisper, Subhanallah, it was always worth the wait. Your heart's final reminder. Trust, not just in love, but in Allah's timing. He is not just preparing someone for you. He is preparing you for someone, because you don't deserve less, you deserve more, and more takes time to build. If this touched your heart, let it be known in the comments. Type, I trust Allah's timing. Let the world see that your heart still believes. Your words might be the reminder someone else is waiting for. And if you know someone who's waiting, praying, or quietly struggling, share this message. Let them know. Their story is not over. Allah is still writing it. If you want more reminders like this video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and walk with us on this journey. One prayer, one step, one heartbeat at a time. May Allah protect your heart, guide your path, and bring you closer every day to the love, the peace, and the purpose He's written just for you. And when it finally comes, may you say with tears in your eyes and peace in your chest, Alhamdulillah, this was always worth the wait.